Hey guys, welcome back to Best Practice TV. I just want to give you a few productivity tips and tricks, and if you are a manager who wants to get more out of your team, if you're somebody who wants to get more out of yourself in terms of productivity, you want to get more organized and you want to prioritize, this little tip and trick that I've got for you right now is all about helping your team, helping yourself be more aligned and more organized. I'm just working on one of the chapters in the Best Practice book that's going to be coming out in a couple of months' time. And I thought it'd be really important to put this video together for you guys so that you can understand how I organize my team and how I organize myself. Now, you may have seen that I carry around these black books in some of the videos. You see them on my desk in the Best Practice office. You might see them all over the place. This is what I would call a day book, or it's my notebook if you like. So I've seen people have productivity tips where they'll have like a legal notepad and they'll write notes. I've seen a bunch of you guys open up your smartphone or your iPhone and go into the sticky notes and keep lists in your sticky notes in your phone. I've seen people put lists into databases. I've seen people put lists into, like, send yourself emails, a whole bunch of productivity tips. Now, I've looked at thousands and thousands, in fact, tens of thousands of businesses over the last 20 years, and the most successful businesses that I've seen operating that are highly productive and highly successful and very good at prioritizing tasks follow this principle. Now, I'm not saying your principle's wrong, but I get to see from my position all of these amazing organizations. I get to see how everybody works, and I pick up the tips and tricks from different organizations. So my question is, are you being as productive as you possibly can be, and are you getting the right things done? So there's a few little simple hacks, if you like, in terms of how to set yourself up. Now, the first thing is, this is great. This is great because it's hard. It's a hard copy book. This particular one has got some soft covers, if you like. It's not really hard, but something like A5 is a good size, so a little bit smaller than half A4, if you like. And this particular book, I set it up in a couple of ways. I'll uniquely identify it so that in this particular one, it's got stickers stuck all over the front. For different parts of my life. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of these books from the last 20 years of my career and the last 15 years of running the organization that I run right now. Now, in terms of how I set this particular book up myself, there's a couple of things. Really high level. At the front, when I open it up, at the front of the book, I set it up with my to-do lists. And I write my to-do lists down the front page, if you like this, what you can see right there. And I'll do one really small little thing is I'll draw a little square. And the reason why I draw that little square is I can skim through and I can write lots and lots and lots of notes on different subjects. But if there's an action that I need to implement, or if there's something that I need to do, it's not just a bullet point, it's not a star, it's a line, but because it's a box, it's like a checklist, if you like. It's something that I need to check off. Yes, I might draw a line through the task when I've completed it. But what I've found recently myself in terms of trying to elevate my level of productivity is this little small box trick, if you like, has been absolutely fundamental in changing the game for me in terms of elevating my productivity and my focus and my attention. The second thing that I just want to point out is I'll write over here, as I go through the book, I'll write like doodles, I'll write notes from phone calls, I'll write messages if I'm checking my voicemail messages, which I get lots of. I'll write those notes there. Now, yesterday I made 26 phone calls, and yesterday was a Friday, today's a Saturday. I made 26 phone calls, and then I made notes on all of those phone calls while I was on the phone, new people calling. I've got to call up, I've got to check my voicemail messages, I've got to write notes. So I'll sit down in the morning of most days of the week and I'll write myself my to-do list, the things that I need to do that day, the things that are in my head mulling over. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, I'll add to this list. So it's a really important thing that, yes, you can you can wake up in the middle of the night and you can type notes into a sticky note in a phone, but it's not top of mind. It's not disconnecting yourself. And I think an important part of productivity is around taking the moment to take a deep breath, to sit down and to plan, and disconnecting yourself from your device. And so this has been something that I would like to keep reinforcing this, that getting yourself a good pen that you enjoy writing with, and getting yourself some paper that's nice to write on is it's about the mental reset. It's not just about, yes, of course you can do a sticky note in your phone and you can write down notes so you don't forget to do things, that's great. This is really about planning hyper production for you, for your team, for the people around you in terms of achieving those outcomes that you want to achieve. Now, I personally like to write on a fresh page, so I will flip over and I'll write my fresh lists on this side, and then I'll keep this page, which is at the back, which you can see that the ink bleeds through, and there's, from where I push too hard, if I've used a biro, you will see that that's something that happens on the back of that page. So I leave that for my doodling and my notes. Now, the other thing about this particular book is I write all my meeting minutes when I'm having meetings, and this is a new book, but I'm writing meeting minutes here. As I go backwards through, I'm sitting down, I'm having conversations, discussions with people, I'm drawing notes, this must have been a particular conversation I was having with somebody, and I'm going back through and I'm doing that at the back of the book, so it doesn't disturb my planning and my workflow with what I'm doing there at the front of my book. Now, I don't flip it over. Some people are like, flip the book over and then, start again right upside down. If I'm sitting in a meeting and I'm taking notes, it means that I can flick to the front, I can just grab the book, I can turn to the front, I can add to my to-do list. So that's how I handle my day book. I'm going to be putting some more notes together for you guys. Now, I would encourage you to be starting to encourage your team to work with this methodology. Now, someone can show me a better way that is more productive, and you can show me 2 or 3 or 4 years worth of evidence. I don't want to hear that you've just done it once. I want to hear that you've been doing it for 2 or 3 or 4 years, and then I want to see your numbers. I want to see the financial numbers. I want to see the safety performance. I want to see the environmental performance. I want to see the security performance of your organization. I want to see evidence, numbers on a dashboard that system has contributed to your success, because there's lots of great ideas, lots of people come to me and say, I've got this great tip, this is what I do, but they can't show me that they've been running companies that are tens and 20 and $30 million companies. They can just show me that they've been doing it for 6 months, and then they sort of stop, and then they start, and they stop, and they start. I've been following this process for over 20 years, every single day, and it's one of those things that now I can see the evidence of it working. And so I'm not saying it's the best way, because I'm sure there's better ways out there, but it's about solid success and achieving planned outcomes. Now, the last thing I just want to say in terms about how you write the notes when you're writing your to-do list, it's writing it as if it's a completed task. Now, for you right now, is my daily list is complete. It's writing it as a completed task. So then when you tick it off, it says my daily list is complete, tick. It's not sit down, write daily list, tick, because that's really, it's about sitting down. It's not about writing a list. It's about my daily list is complete. My daily plan is complete. The team have been trained on customer service, tick. So it's writing it as a completed task, if that makes sense. And that's just the small hack that you can use in your organization that's going to help your team succeed. Have them future pace themselves mentally around completing those tasks. And it's a really great way to get your team moving forward. So I'll talk more about team meetings. I'll talk more about when to do this with your team. We'll talk more about how to handle team meetings and when to run them. But every single day at 8:30 in the morning with my team, I work with my team for 30 minutes. We have a phone call where everybody dials into the phone call and everybody talks about their productivity for the day and what's on their list. So they'll sit down anywhere before 8 a.m. in the morning, make their list, then they talk about what's on their list, and then they teach each other some stuff. But more about that on another video. This has been Best Practice TV. This has been all about lists and action plans, getting yourself organized and setting up your day book right here at Best Practice TV. My name's Kobe Simmet. If you haven't found me already, go and look for me on LinkedIn, hit the follow button, send me a LinkedIn connection invite. I've got lots of great tips and tricks. Tell me something. Comment below and let me know if this has been something that's helped you. Do you have something better than this? Do you like this? If you like this, give me a comment and say yes in the comments. If you don't like it, say no, actually I don't agree with that, Kobe. I've got a different viewpoint. I'd love to hear it, because I'm not always right. I'm just giving you what I've observed from all the organizations I've worked with, and this success tip has really helped a lot of people over time. But if you can help me to improve and you can help me help more people, that will be fantastic. So go find me on LinkedIn, give me a follow on LinkedIn. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button up the top. If you haven't got yourself a Gmail account, you can't hit the subscribe button, go get yourself your free Gmail account, and you can hit the subscribe button. You can get the notifications. We've got lots more great videos coming to you.